Hey, church leaders, I just wanted to give you three things that you really must be thinking and doing right now. Number one, you got to be thinking more and more like a church planter. How does a church planter think? Thinks like a gatherer. He's thinking about how many coffees and lunches, whenever you're able to meet live and in person with people over a meal or a coffee, getting as many of those as you can and then challenging those people to go have coffees and lunches as well with others around them. So you got to be thinking like a church planter, a mobilizer, somebody who's gathering people back together. Number two, you got to be thinking about this invest and invite. Now, we've all heard this analogy that the invest and invite strategy. We invest in our relationships with people who are close to us, who are maybe far from God or don't know Jesus yet. We're investing in our relationship. And eventually, in the last run of church thinking, it was invite them then to church. I would argue during COVID, the invest side of this equation has been higher than it's ever been. If you're like anything like me, we've gotten to know way more of our neighbors between walks in our neighborhood, food trucks, and special events. My kids are now babysitting multiple kids in the neighborhood. There's been a large investment in our neighbors. And I would argue many of your 99 have been in the same boat. And so you as a church leader have to stop thinking organizationally right now and think about all that latent energy that has built up during COVID in your people and the relationships they have right there in their neighborhoods. And so then giving your 99 the next challenge on the invite, which probably isn't an invite to church yet. It might be, as we wind COVID down, an invite to a meal, a coffee, a hangout, but thinking again like a church planter, taking advantage of all this latent energy we've had in the invest, and then challenging and giving your people the right invite examples and challenges. And the third thing is, over this next run in 2021, I would want you thinking about how you're sowing seeds for what will be some sort of relaunch at a point in time in the future. And we could debate whether it's going to be in the fall where normalcy returns or January of 22. That really is irrelevant. You as a church leader now, we're far enough along in COVID, you can now be in your strategy meetings, be planting seeds and sowing seeds in your 99 and in your church members to think about how we're going to leverage kind of a relaunch of your local church when they come back. So here's three things you must be thinking about and doing right now in your strategy meetings. And know that if you embrace these and get thinking like this, it's going to help your team come up with the right next strategies.